So we have 10 to the x plus 2 equals 50. Now it's already written in the form as something like b to the n equals m. Okay, let's highlight these so we can see. So we have b here, which is like our 10. Okay, and then we got our n, which in this case is x plus 2. So that's a little weird, right? It's not just one thing, but it's an entire expression. Okay, and then we have our m, which is going to be our 50. So I can rewrite this using logs as log base 10 of 50 equals x plus 2. Okay, and now you're seeing the problem that we were anticipating, right? Is we don't have x by itself. We have x plus 2 over here, and it's equal to log base 10 of 50. So I'm going to have to do some work to get x by itself, which isn't a big deal here, right? All I have to do is subtract both sides by 2. Now be careful when you do that over here, right? So we're not taking 2 from 50, we're taking 2 from log base 10 of 50, which we said earlier is 1.699, right? So we're subtracting 2 from that, okay? What I like to do though, instead of rounding, because sometimes that gives you more error than you would like, we're just going to type it as log base 10 of 50. Just make sure we're saying that 50 is the only thing in there, and then subtract 2 from whatever that is. Now over here we've added 2 and subtracted 2, so x plus 2 minus 2 is going to be just x. So those are gone. And we have x equals this, log base 10 of 50 minus 2. And you can type that in your calculator as is, and it'll tell you what your answer is. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so log base 10 of 50 minus 2. And the answer turns out to be this decimal right here. We can just round it to 3 decimal places, it said. So negative 0.301 would be the answer that we put in. Okay, so we have x is equal to negative 0.301 rounded to 3 decimal places. So here's one last example. We're going to take log base 3 of 5x plus 1 equals 4 and rewrite that in exponential form. So 3 to the 4th power equals 5x plus 1. So again, I'm just taking this from this form and converting it into this form. Okay. And once I've done that, instead of having x by itself, like I did on the first couple of problems, I have an expression with x in it that I need to work at to get x by itself. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. Okay, and again, remember, we're not taking 1 from 3, we're taking 1 from 3 to the 4th. Okay, now we could say 3 to the 4th, that's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, I believe that's 81. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could say this is 81 minus 1, which is just going to be 80. Okay, equal to 5x. Or if you weren't sure, like maybe you have some decimal up here and you're not sure exactly what that equals, you could just put 3 to the 4th minus 1 is equal to 5x. Okay, doesn't really matter. It's the same thing. 3 to the 4th minus 1 is 80. If you type it in your calculator, you can see that. Okay, but the next step here is to get rid of that 5. I'm going to do that by dividing 5 since I'm multiplying by 5. And I have to do that to both sides. Okay, and so we have x equals 3 to the 4th power minus 1 divided by 5. Okay, and keep in mind we have to do this first, then divide by 5. So you could type that in a calculator. Like we said, we already know that 3 to the 4th is 81. Minus 1 from that, you get 80. And 80 divided by 5 is 16. So this equals 16 right here. Sometimes you'll get stuff that you can do in your head. Sometimes you'll get stuff that requires a calculator. The bottom line is we got our goal that x is 16. So I've solved this equation like it asked me to, and I figured out what x is.